All right, a quick review of parabolas. Those were our quadratic functions, meaning I have y equals x squared. This was the way that I like to see my equation, so I could pull the vertex from it. However, more often, we had the terms all spread out like this. It wasn't factored and ready to give the vertex. Okay, now, we learned leading coefficient test later on in chapter 3 that just backs up and supports what we know about the leading coefficient. If a is a positive number, that means my parabola will go up to the right. Because the degree is even, that means it does the same thing. So if a is a positive number, my parabola will open up. And if a is a negative number, it's going to open down. Okay. Before we hop to the min, or to the vertex and all of that, when we're talking about minimum and maximum values, for any function ever at all, if any of you going on to a calculus class, we spend about half of the semester looking for things like minimum and maximum values. Okay, those are y values, so high and low points on the graph. If my parabola opens up, it has a lowest point but not a highest point. Pretend that actually looks like a parabola. Okay. If it opens down, then it has a highest point but no lowest point. A parabola will have one or the other. It will not have both a minimum and a maximum value. Also, the min or the max is going to be the y coordinate. It's not an ordered pair. It's not a location. It's just a single number. And that y value will be the y coordinate of the vertex. So we had a couple of methods of finding the vertex of a parabola. And I'm going to do the complete the square way here. Some of you watched the other video, or watched the videos and did the shortcut. But if I'm going to complete the square to try to get to my vertex, then I have to factor out that a value, that coefficient. Then we pretend that the 2's not there when we complete the square. X squared minus 6x. We have to take half of 6 to get 3. 3 squared is 9. And so 9 gets added inside. But because the 2 is hooked onto all of the pieces, I really just added 18 there. So the opposite of 18 is negative 18. That I'll put out in front, or out behind, sorry. Okay. Then when I factor, I have x minus 3 squared. Pieces on the right clean up to be negative 16. Okay, the vertex of this parabola is positive 3, negative 16. The positive 2 out in front tells me it opens up. Now, the domain of any polynomial that we work with, whether it's x squared or x to the 8th or x to the 412th, a polynomial has domain all real numbers. Any number that I want to pick for x is allowed to get plugged in. And you can write the words all real numbers or in interval notation if you'd like. Now the range will not be all real numbers. Okay, if we put the vertex at 3, negative 16, okay, we know it opens up. That means the lowest point on the graph is negative 16. There is no highest point because it goes up forever. Okay, domain and range are here. We have a minimum because it opens up. The minimum value is the y coordinate of the vertex. Those are the types of things that you were asked to find. And if you get to do the shortcut method to get to here and find the vertex first, if you're asked to put it in this form, then you just plug it in. X minus the x coordinate is 3 squared plus the k. Keep the same sign for that. Okay, I think in a nutshell, that's what we did with parabolas.